Hi lovies, welcome or welcome back to my channel, Aries Only, where I channel messages for Aries only. Today we're doing a message to see what your guides would like to speak to you about. Your angels, your peeps watching over you, whoever that may be. So let's get some cards out and then I'm going to start talking. So feel free to fast forward. This is too much. Okay. What is going on in the collective for Aries right now? Okay. Calcification, but it was kind of in reverse, but we'll see. Right next to mortification. I feel like these are like the same kind of, what do you call it? Like operation in this deck, like calcification, mortification, and then there's like sublimation, coagulation. Like there's like all these different, like, I don't know what you call that, but I feel like that's interesting. So let's see what else. What do we want to get here? Get one of these. If you watch my twin flame reading, you'll be happy to know I found this book. Oh my god. What's going on with Aries right now? What is calcification? When something turns into like a fossil? Like, I really don't know. I know you can like calcify your third eye. Okay, let's see. What's going on? We have soul work. Okay. With the revolutionary on the bottom of the deck. Wait, let me get one of these. I kind of want to put this like over here. What's going on with Aries right now? That's two. It said 4th and the 5th house. What's going on with Aries right now? Their guides wanted to speak about. Why is that like flipped? What's going on? Okay, what is happening? What's going on with Aries right now? One card, please, Spirit. Libra, the beautiful minded. Okay. With 11th house, community and technology. Oops, something just flipped off. What was that? Pisces, the dreamer. Okay, I saw that before. What's going on with Aries right now? Go the distance. And what's going on with Aries right now? Bring love into the situation. Okay. All right. So I feel like the first thing I was getting here from this, okay, we can move this back now, is that something might be happening where it's like your usual Arian instincts might be wanting to take over, just because we have Libra, which is like the opposite of Aries, a very like diplomatic, this is the beautiful minded. So when I think of Aries, I think of like an impulsive, action oriented, like for instance, if you're angry, like, I don't know, this looks like angry to me, but, and this is bring love into the situation. So it's like, if you would react in anger, with Libra, I think it's saying something like, okay, maybe like your usual approach, your instinctual approach isn't like the best way to approach whatever situation this is right now. It's almost like I'm getting a vibe like that. Like, even with this go the distance, it's like a very action oriented, like a cheetah, like disintegrating, trying to get this to this finish line, almost like trying to win, trying to have the last word, or trying to show something or do something. But let's look under this calcification and get like deeper into this and see. Did I bring my water over here? I'm so thirsty. LXIV. Okay, I'm going to get my water because I'm really thirsty. Hold on a second. sorry. Okay. So, calcification, heat, fire, and desire. Yeah, it's kind of like Mars energy. And I feel like it's asking you to be in like a more Venus energy. Calcification, I don't know, this is like Latin or whatever language that is the great alchemical operation of fire. It occurs when there is enough heat in the vessel to transform the nature of that which is solid or fixed. How does calcification begin? With a tiny glimmer, an urge, a desire that builds into a robust flame. On a psychic level, this stage may be an uprising of emotion that has been repressed or dismissed. It wants something big to change, to be brought to the light and purified. Perhaps a flawed ideology, institution, or outlook. Frustration and anger are wondrous change makers if their heat is channeled with space, time, and awareness. The transformation that occurs from calcification is rarely harmonious. It requires commitment and a willingness to sit through discomfort as old patterns fall into the ashes. The flame initiates sacred change, and eventually the phoenix arises. Okay, so yeah, I feel like you may have found yourself in a very like frustrating situation like this is talking about, and it's like your natural instincts like want to take over. I think that's what the soul work is here, learning how to like sit with your anger. Anger can be a very uncomfortable emotion to, what the hell, sorry, I don't know what's going on with my animals. A very uncomfortable emotion to like sit in, and that's why a lot of times like I think people like tend to lash out, especially, I don't say especially Aries, but because it depends what else you have in your chart and things like that. Doesn't mean you're necessarily prone to anger, but if you do have like a lot of Mars in your chart or whatever, like a fire Mars or something like that, it's like it could be a very your natural instinct to lash out, to be like just to do something to alleviate that feeling, like that frustration, like, you know, just I don't know, this is talking about perhaps a flawed ideology, institution, or outlook. So it's like it could be something at work where you think like this isn't fair, like this isn't fair that like this person doesn't do anything and like they never get in trouble, but I make one small mistake and I'm always getting in trouble, you know, something like that. I'm a waitress, okay, this person always gets the best tables and like I don't. I don't know, I'm trying to think of like that's like a work example. I mean, this could be if you're having an issue with somebody else, or this could just be speaking in general of like the issues that you have with people. If you realize that you're prone to kind of like emotional outbursts, I think that's what Spirit is asking you to take a look at here. Bring love into the situation. I don't think that necessarily means to be like, oh, like, yes, treat me like shit, like let me like shower you with love, like steal my tables, like let me pick up your slack, like I love it, like can't get enough. No, I don't think it means that. I think it means more so to like have patience with yourself. Bring love into the situation. Although this was the 11th house on the bottom of the deck, like, which is the community card, and this is Aquarius, which is the 11th house as well. It's almost like Spirit saying like you're better than that, and not like you're better than that like you've been doing something wrong, but almost like you are this beautiful minded person. And it's almost like you may have like given into your more like base fire tendencies here. I kind of want to take a look at this soul work card if you guys don't mind. Otherwise, feel free to fast forward. You don't have to like listen to me read this. But I feel like it's something about like sitting with these emotions, instead of needing to just like, and recognize like what is like a call from your ego. And oh my god, this like candle ashes all over me. Like what is a call from your ego, and like what is a call from like your soul or something like that. Like, do you know right from wrong? Like are you just like not caring in the moment and then make feeling bad later or something like that? Like I feel like there's some questions to sit here with. Okay, let's look at soul work. Okay, where is this table of contents? Where is it? Oh my god. Okay, soul work, where are you? Number 46. Sometimes while we are navigating our day-to-day life, we can lose sight of our highest purpose in this earthly realm. This card asks you to once again check in with your soul purpose. It is not possible to be derailed from your soul path no matter where you are, but clarity does help us show up for it in a more intentional way. Sit with these questions. What are you here to teach? What are you here to learn? What stirs in your heart? Spend some time reflecting upon your soul mission and how you can integrate it into your life. Then this has different symbols that kind of represent this soul work energy. The bee. The life of the bee is all centered in one mission to nurture the colony. Oh, that's because that community energy. I feel like this is kind of resonating here. There are different types of bees and they each have their unique job, but it is all to serve the collective. The bee is an ally for our soul mission because once we have an idea of what we are here to do and how we want to do it, they can teach us how to create structure and productivity. Call upon the bee when you're in a liminal space between knowing and action. Oh, I love that. So, like, you know how that I was just using that example of like maybe, what is that noise? I feel like my mom's cat upstairs is like going crazy. What is that, Quinn Quinn? So it's like the bee where, hi, baby. It was saying how like different bees do different jobs and they all end up like benefiting the colony, the bee colony. So it's like, say there's like that person at work and you feel like you're always picking up their slack, but really they're like the funniest person who works there that's always like making everybody laugh. Like you're kind of like boosting the morale of the group, like try to look at it that way. Or maybe there's no, like that's not true, there's no what do you call it, like no way to like spin this into something good, like they're really like just an asshole and like I can't stand them. Okay, well they're teaching you patience, they're teaching you how to like work with difficult people. They're creating like almost like a thicker skin for you or something like that. What other examples? Aspen. The aspen tree is unique because it grows in colonies where all the trees share an underground root system and each tree is part of the same single organism. The aspen is an ally of remembering. They grow and repopulate themselves by sprouting clones up from the colony of roots. So even as one or more trees die, the heart of that tree lives on. Your soul has lived many times, and in those lives, circumstances may change, but your soul has awakened and will continue to awaken to its highest calling. Imagine your soul as the aspen's underground root system, and each life is a tree. Connect to the roots, your soul that has lived many times. What does it have to say? What is its mission? And then the diamond. Contrary to popular belief, diamonds are not created from coal. They come from the earth's depths and are produced by the intense heat of volcanoes and cosmic collisions. Our soul work often appears to us in the same way. It is unearthed over time, born from experiences of fire. Oh my God, and that's what this is all about. So that's crazy how this is kind of connecting. From your experiences, what message has connected them all? What diamond of wisdom has revealed itself to you? Call on diamond as an ally of transformation in the alchemical process of making your soul's work manifest. So I feel like there's like some maybe like frustrating situation that's kind of like is like the common denominator of a lot of experiences that you have in your life, and when it happens it just like triggers you in such a way that you're just like you can't help but like react or something like that. It's almost like but it's almost like you need to get like a hold of yourself here, like almost like not like you need to, like spirit saying you need to, but almost like you'll feel better if you can learn how to curb this impulse and channel it into a more productive way of expressing it. And a lot of times, like when it comes to anger, it's difficult to get it out, like and it burns, it hurts, it's just like ugh, like you want to like just, it's like physically you feel like you do have to do something. And it's almost like I feel like you're channeling it in a way that's a little bit destructive. Like I was saying, like you have to win, you have to show that you're the better person. Maybe even, I don't know, like you have to, I was gonna say like you're cutting people off or something like that, but maybe the situation is calling for that. But I'm getting like outbursts, like yelling and maybe even like fighting and things like that. So I think spirit's saying like, is this really you? Is this the you at the deepest core of you? Like think about you when you were like a little kid. Like was that like, did you envision yourself like, or do you remember feeling like you were like this crazy, like fighting, like, you know, angry person? Or is this something that has sort of become your way of being after being in the world, but it feels like a little bit like it goes against your true nature? I feel like spirit wants you to sit with that question. Like, does this feel like the real me when I'm like being mean, or I'm being, you know, angry or explosive or something like that? And I do feel like there is a time and a place where these two energies can meld together. And like, for instance, if you're protecting somebody else and you need to, like, you know, use your words and speak up for somebody. But I feel like this is more so, I'm getting sort of like a winning, almost like a Five of Swords energy, but not that deep, but like not that, like, you know, deceptive, but almost like I need to like show that I'm better. Like, it's like ego. It's like you're operating from the ego instead of the soul here. And I think that's what spirit wants to like bring your attention to. Okay, so let's see. Let's get tarot. Where's my tarot deck I was going to use? I don't know what I did. Why do I keep losing everything? That's not the one I wanted to use. Oh, it's right here. What else do you have to say to Aries? Spirit guides. The Six of Pentacles. Yeah, I'm getting like there's like this air of superiority about you. Where almost like, oh, like wasn't no, that wasn't this. I'm thinking of something else I read today, but it's where it's almost like maybe you think you're like better than somebody. Not like better, but almost like you've maybe like done some like soul work, and it's almost like you feel like it might, I don't know, almost like give you the right to judge people, even if you don't consciously think that, you just you kind of like are doing it or something like that. Okay, and then we have the Ten of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles with the Ace of Wands in reverse. I feel like, again, even that, it's like that frustrating feeling. Are these all in reverse? No, just like a lot of them. But with the Ace of Wands in reverse, it's almost like potential being stunted or something like that. But yeah, like with these two, I'm noticing like how this person's up here giving to this person like down below him, but here it's like they're on the equal footing and they're like eye to eye. So it's like, I feel like when you start out in a situation, I'm so sorry to say this, but it's almost like you feel like you're better than people sometimes. Like you already feel like you're above them, like before like the argument even begins. And then like if something does happen, you're almost just like, well, I'm the good guy and they're the bad guy. Like you might be like classifying things in that way. You might be seeing yourself almost as better, without realizing like how this soul work card was talking about, like how the different colony of bees. Okay, so now another thing I could say is that maybe somebody is put in your life in order to test you in these like difficult situations in a way. And that's their part in the colony. Like there's like the people that are like the pokers, and like the, I don't know what you would call the person that gets poked, like the person getting poked, like, you know, getting triggered, you know, the triggerer and the triggery, like, you know. And it's like, without getting triggered, a lot of times of we're not aware of issues that are like kind of pushed down inside of us. So it's like these people do serve a role, or these situations or whatever it is that's kind of triggering you here into anger. It's like it does serve a purpose, and in a way, like these people were put in your life in order to be that person for you, you know what I mean? So it's like, maybe you're like, oh, like I'm so spiritually evolved, but it's like you wouldn't be as evolved if it wasn't for these certain people around you triggering you. Does that make sense? Like if you just kind of were rolling through life, la la la, everything's fine, it's like you kind of don't learn without any like experiences to grow you. So it's almost like start seeing that like these people are different, because this is supposed to be the Fool, and I think this is supposed to be like the High Priestess here, like with this Two of Cups. And it's like that's what they like, that looks like the same outfit as the person in the Fool. I mean, that looks like someone from the High Priestess. We're just gonna roll with that because that's how I'm like reading this right now, where it's almost like one person might be that fool energy, like, oh, la la la, kind of like a fool, like an idiot, like not necessarily an actual idiot, but just like a newer soul, you know what I mean? Whereas somebody's like a high priestess and they're more evolved. It's like, it's just like if you have a sister that's like 5 years old and you're 25, like, which probably wouldn't happen, but you never know. But it's like, and I use this example a lot, and your sister can't drive because she's 5. You're not gonna be like, you can't even drive. Like, I'm better than you because like I know how to drive a vehicle. Like, that's crazy. Like, this person hasn't had those experiences yet where they grew up and they took driver's ed and they, you know, were old enough to get a learner's permit. Like, that's, they're 5 years old. Like, that's not, they didn't, that's, they don't have the capacity yet. And maybe this other person that you're dealing with doesn't have the capacity yet either. I feel like this is like some sort of arrival, like some sort of, I'm not getting like a romantic feeling really. I'm getting more so somebody, like this said, 11th house, a friend, somebody at work, somebody in your like everyday community here, where it's, you're almost seeing yourself as better than them. And maybe technically you are more spiritually evolved, you're an older soul, but that doesn't lessen the importance of this person or decrease their importance in life in general. Like, they're on their own journey, and that's great for them. Maybe like that whole tree thing with the underground root system, maybe there's like less lives that they have, less roots here, unlike you, and that's, you know, a blessing for you and also a curse because maybe things are a little bit harder for you, and you're triggered a lot more or something like that, and you're more easy, you have a lot of more learning to do in your lifetimes as you go on. But it's like they will have their time too, you know. I believe that they will. And then we have this 4 of Wands here. This fire energy kind of stabilized. That's how I'm seeing this. And I'm seeing these two figures kind of like in harmony here. Like, oh, like, I don't know. I don't think this is something you have to say to somebody. Oh, by the way, I realized, like, you know, I'm more spiritually evolved than you, but that doesn't mean I'm better than you. That's kind of like a weird conversation to have. But it's almost like these two people are, again, on equal footing, standing up, celebrating. It's like, I feel like having this perspective, uh, what am I trying to shift? Like, where you're not thinking you're better, where you're seeing that you're equal and just like kind of like chilling out and like letting things be, getting in touch with that beautiful mind that you have. It'll just make things, your everyday life, more enjoyable. Like, you won't be like stressing the small stuff anymore, and you're just going to feel better. And I feel like that's what your spirit guides want you to know. Then we were moving on to the 10 of Pentacles and the 7 of Pentacles. And I don't know, I'm kind of getting again that like we see like a bunch of people partying here, and this could be related to your family, I'm kind of getting, or something like that, where it's like, even I'm seeing age. We're seeing a little kid here, an old man. So it's, again, it's like we're all here at different walks of life and we're all valuable, you know, even like the animals, even like an old man like has wisdom, like a young kid has his whole life ahead of him. Maybe isn't the smartest one in the room, but yet, but like, you know, is full of energy, whereas like the old man maybe has to like sit down here because he's tired, like kind of a thing. I'm just getting this vibe of like, but not like really in age, but like in life. We're all like have different capabilities and capacities for doing things, and it's not really fair to criticize. It's not really our place to judge somebody else's life and where they're at in life. It's almost like there's like a little bit of a moral superiority going on here. And I think spirit's saying like, it's time to bring some actual love into the situation, because it's almost like getting on a high horse and feeling like I'm a little bit better than people, but not really thinking it like that. Almost maybe even thinking it in a way where like I've had some tough breaks and I've suffered more than people. And almost like it gives you the right to be morally superior, because maybe you feel like these people act like superior to you. So it's not even like you're going around like I'm better than you, but it's almost like, well, I have a better heart than you. It's like maybe you like take comfort in that even. And I think but there's something where it's almost like you feel this frustration and you feel this anger about like, but why do you get everything, and why are things easier for you, and things like that. And then it kind of like crystallizes into like some sort of like more solid like hatred or something, like frustration that really is like difficult for you to like let go of. So I think it's important. That's why spirit's like bringing this message through. It's not just so you can like, oh, like these other people need love. It's more like I was saying, like to bring love and patience into yourself and realize like, I think that's a natural part when you do a lot of spiritual work and a lot of soul work, to feel almost like, I I think you go through that phase a little bit. And I think it, not just once, like maybe multiple times, where you're kind of like looking around and you're just like get on my level. Like, like, you know, like start like looking at the world like the way I do. I don't know, like not like really, but like kind of like that attitude if you're not really like consciously thinking those things, you know what I mean? So it's like we're all doing our best here. We're all trying. Like everybody has a purpose and a plan. And you know how this is one of these cards was talking about, you can't deviate from your life path even if you try. Because maybe it might seem like you're the only one like doing this soul work and nobody else is, but it's like their life path is taking them, like they're not deviating from it either. You know what I mean? So that's where they're supposed to be, and it's all working together in this beautiful grand design that's going to like, you know, make everybody have the most soul growth possible and like fulfill their like life's work here. So I love it. It's beautiful. So let's get some advice. What's the advice for Aries? Pleiades, double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. And I almost feel like you've had like a lot of weight put on your shoulders here, channeling and uplifting humanity. Like you might have some sort of like spiritual thing that you're into. This was talking about, oh, get back to your soul work, whatever that is. I didn't necessarily take that literally, but maybe you do want to be some sort of like tarot reader, Reiki healer, like yoga teacher, I don't know, whatever, like, you know what I mean? Something like that, where you actually want to like, be some sort of a channel for energy or something, but also like it's in your everyday life. It's like, it's not just like a behind the scenes thing. This is like you out there living your life, sort of like being an example for people. And it's like, remember that. And that comes with like a lot of like responsibility. I don't know if I want to take all these, but I'm going to take this one on the top. So it says the anointed, answer the call, leadership, empowerment, and soul gifts. Again, like maybe you are meant to be a leader and things like that, but that doesn't mean that you have to be like above people. And it's good to be humble. I feel like there needs to be a sort of humility, or like, I don't know, like I feel like that's kind of a message that I'm getting. Healing is happening. You're not broken. Trust the process. It's safe to soften. Maybe after everything you've been through in this life, because I do feel like things have been rough for you in a way, and that's kind of where this is coming from. And it's like, maybe you feel like you have to protect yourself, and that's where it's coming from. But I see this naked person here. It's almost like Spirit saying like, it's okay to like let go a little bit and, you know, trust life and trust the experiences that you have and just sit with these feelings. We have pillar of light. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. Yeah, it's like, again, this thing of like rising up. I feel like I was saying, things have really been like weighing you down. Like these conflicts have really, maybe there's been a lot coming at you lately that you've been a part of, and maybe not even your own conflicts, other people's too, and just like the weight of everything. And I think Spirit's saying like, we got to be like easier on ourselves here during this process. Ooh. This says Imrama, where are you being called to journey to? And it's in reverse. So I feel like it's almost like something that's not resonating with you on a soul level. Yeah, answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? And it's like you're kind of ignoring it. Like, for instance, you're like reacting angrily and then telling yourself you're justified because you were mad, and maybe even having like mean thoughts and then feeling like, no, you know what, like, I don't care, like, I'm always like so nice, like, why don't they try being nice? Or I don't know, like something like that, where it's just you're kind of deviating a little bit from what your conscience is telling you, I would want to say, and you kind of know it, but you've been ignoring it a little bit. So obviously if that resonates, it resonates, and if not, you don't have to take it. But let's just get some of this advice. Wait, that's like flipped. Alrighty, and let's see what advice does Aries need. The world is sleeping and all is well. Mantra for anxiety. And remember, you can always be kind. I feel like that one mostly wanted to come out, but we'll keep them both. Charm and the promise of delight will draw people like moths to a flame. I feel like you maybe have been like having a little attitude problem lately. And even this is all like solar plexus chakra, so I would like look into that. Like you could be having like an overactive solar plexus where you're just kind of like lashing out. Like I really feel like that. Like check your fire energy and that solar plexus. What else for Aries? Oh, another yellow. regardless of how filthy your past is, your future is still spotless. So even if you haven't been, you know, acting in the best way, like per your own system, like grading system, you know, not even like someone else is sitting there like, oh, bad person, like you shouldn't do that. Like it's something that I think you would feel inside. So it's almost like, I think Spirit's saying like, you know, you moving forward, you can just do something different. This is get organized, prep your meals, or put your outfits together for the week. So maybe that's just some random advice for somebody who needs it. And make sure to love what you perceive as unlovable about yourself a little extra. Yeah, that's kind of the vibe I was getting about bring love into the situation. Like, this is a part of you too. And maybe it's interesting to note too that if there is like this sort of like mean-spirited side of you sometimes that can come out, like it can help you to understand these other people better. Like, you know, it's like it's everyone can be mean. Maybe it's just easier for you to like control yours most of the time and it's not for somebody else, but it's like you still are prone to that, or you still like have those tendencies sometimes. And it's good. It helps you to like, you can forgive yourself, you can forgive other people for it. And maybe that's why you can't forgive these other people, really, because you know that that's in you too and you feel guilty about it. So you double down and almost tell yourself like, oh, I'm the nicest person in the world or something like that. You know, not that exactly, but, and you're sort of like judging these other people, but really it's a reflection of you, you know, which a lot of the times that is the case. So I don't know, just some stuff to chew on, guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Thank you so much for watching. If you did, please like, comment, or subscribe to my channel. I would love it. And I hope you have a great day or night wherever you are. Okay, bye.